Hello, welcome back to the Garth Beach Reading Back to School Book Report Series. I'm Garth, and thank you for sticking around for another excerpt from my third of four of my Garth tetralogy series. Young adult thrillers about pre-internet New England teens who solve bone-chilling mysteries. And they are available at the link below in one book, one big scary book, four scary books in one. This is the cover. And thank you for your time. I'm reading from Bad Dog, A Vampire's Canine. Get it? Vampire's Canine. Chapter 3, page 7 of chapter 3. Down by the river, in a shack behind Hymotico's stockyard, a runaway girl shivered under the patchwork quilt she had taken off her canopy bed. Shedding the slightest warmth, the lame sterno burner licked the polished silver rings that she wore. Her sterling silver wristband was engraved, Kelly. I can't go back home now, thought Kelly. Mom and Dad will never take me seriously if I do. I'll teach them a lesson and stay out this one night to scare them. In fact, Kelly was scared. Kelly picked a zit. Serves them right for not letting me go to Joey's party. So what if he got busted for dope? That was practically last year. In fact, it had been practically last year since it was the 31st of December when he got busted. Incidentally, and so the wound was still fresh as far as Kelly's parents were concerned. The closer it got to the new year, the more Kelly thought about the vampire rumors blistering around at school, and the more she wished that she could swallow her pride and return home right now. Ever since that missing body had turned up at Hymotico's landfill, and then it went missing again, many of her classmates had begun accessorizing with garlic. She too had taken an interest in the herb, even though she doubted the missing science teacher's double trouble corpse had actually become a vampire, per rumors. And despite the fact that Kelly did not like to eat the stuff at all, she still found it cool science-wise. She liked science and nutrition and loved to have a topic at which she was the know-it-all, especially now, since her parents would not let her hang out with the potheads anymore. Plus, many kids at school had started asking Kelly for her expertise on the benefits of garlic, and she absolutely adored the attention. Her science project for tomorrow's first night Earth Day fair at Westlake High School was a report on garlic's history as a bactericide, and she looked forward to the big day. Now, as New Year's Eve wore on, Kelly felt more and more alone. She wished she had thought to bring garlic with her, even one clove. Nervously, Kelly scratched again at the inflamed zit on her chin. It bled a little. Who cares? Joey's not here to see me. The sound of the river rushing nearby was abruptly upstaged by a floorboard creaking inside the derelict shack where she sheltered. A stack of broken furniture blocked Kelly's view of the ramshackle door. She huddled tighter inside the dense homemade quilt she had dragged along and held her breath. What if there is a vampire in Westlake, and here I am, all by myself? Kelly was afraid to extinguish the sterno burner. It finally occurred to her how completely misguided she was to leave it on to attract vagrants, how foolhardy she had been to run away instead of settling the pointless argument with her parents, and how little forethought she had used coming here to this shack by the river, when she could very well have gone to Coriander's or Katrina's for sympathy after she had called Joey. Some girl had answered. Joey's probably making out with the Bimbo Express right this minute, Kelly sulked. She knew that she deserved better. Another creak of a floorboard, and soft motion jolted her from her angry reverie about Joey and the bin. Was it an animal? Was it a vampire? The sterno burner's flickering yellow and purple flame cast occult shadows on the ceiling of the shack. Picking at her chinzit, the teenager tensed. Or is it a homeless wino, she thought. Kelly felt cornered. In fact, Kelly was cornered. Wind whipped outside the shack. The river gurgled along past. The unexpected visitor came into view. Kelly gasped. Good boy, squeaked Kelly, hugely relieved. Good dog. What's a nice dog like you doing in a place like this? Come here. You're covered in snow, poor thing. Nice doggy. What a friendly guy. Are you hungry? You don't look like you have rabies or anything, do you? With a trembling hand, the 16-year-old girl held out a granola bar for the dog. The happy animal came closer, yet took no interest in the granola bar. His saggy face seemed to smile at her. She parted the multicolored quilt and brushed snow off the dog's strong back and majestic basset hound head. Then let the hound snuggle in under her coverlet with her for extra warmth. Good boy. There you go, fella. You and I will ring in the New Year's together, and then I'll take you home with me. How does that strike you? Poor thing. She patted the noble basset hound, who sighed contentedly. That'll be your reward for keeping me company tonight. In that instant, Kelly was bountifully grateful for her friendly companion. She felt safe at last. Now she would be able to brave an entire night in the shack. Now she could really show her parents what was what. Who says diamonds are a girl's best friend? Said Kelly. Dogs are, right, buddy? Kelly loved dogs. This one licked Kelly's chin, right across her bleeding zit. What's wrong with your tongue, boy? Let me see. Open up. Ouch! A flea bit Kelly. Gross. Do you have fleas? Ugh, I should have known. She stripped back the quilt and harshly pushed the basset hound away from her and into the cold night air. Bad dog, she cried. The basset hound's big black eyes moistened. Its sad jowls drooped at Kelly as if waiting for an explanation for her sudden change of tune. Kelly swatted at her clothing, hoping to bat away the clingy fleas, but it was too late. A single flea had already found the first opening that Kelly herself had picked on her chin. She'd never been one to listen to her mother and sit on her hands when it came to skin issues. Presently, other fleas swarmed Kelly's nostrils, ears, and eyes. Still others scrambled across her young face, stinging her with eager bites, injecting her with their spittle, and sucking at her capillaries as the critters' vicious heads burrowed tenaciously into her skin. Ew. Kelly screamed and screamed, but not for long. Moments later, the thirsty basset hound, indifferent to Kelly's screams, cleaned up a slurry of human plasma, limp and damp. Only Kelly's clothes and quilt remained. And on that note, my friends, thank you for tuning in. And if you'd like to read the rest of that chapter or the rest of the book, you can buy it below or wait for the next installment. Thanks again for your time. Bye.